Welcome to today's episode of She Can, She Will. Today we are talking about a powerful truth. Healing starts the moment you learn to speak up.
Country, nationality, background, language, whatever boundaries that you've put around yourself, you're going to have to set yourself loose and learn how to just speak up. There's a point in my life where I felt like if people just learn to speak up, one thing I didn't realize that mental health is real.
Yeah.
Because mental health is real, people act funny or people act weird today, and then people ignore them because they're minding their own business.
They're minding their
But because we don't, because that is the way we were brought up. We were raised by villages. We were not raised by just daddy, mommy, auntie, uncle, jaja. No, we were raised by so many people. Now, because we are raised up that way, we definitely have no excuse to say that, I had no one to talk to. Always find someone to talk to. I feel like even while I'm talking to you right now, there's things that are stuck in me. There are dreams that I've been sitting on that you literally are pulling out of me right now. In my mind, I'm like, come to think of it, 5 years ago, I thought about this, I didn't do it. Somebody else picked it up and then they ran the race with it.
Yes.
Then 2 years ago, I thought about this, I didn't do it. 5 years ago, I thought about it and did. So at this point where we are, She Can and She Will is here to mentor. He's here to help you, walk the journey with you, coach you where necessary. Bettina is right here, and I know that there's a lot in you. So you being well-traveled, I'd like you to, to just encourage someone, a young girl who doesn't know how to express themselves, speak up for themselves. They're being abused physically, mentally, emotionally, psychologically. They're being abused maybe at home, maybe at school, maybe in the workspace, maybe at that university, maybe on the streets. And they feel like were raised to,
Growing up, that's how we were raised. You're not supposed to say anything. Take an example when you're having a meal and then you say something. What will happen to you? I'm talking about 10 years ago, your parent in a home. I wouldn't raise my kids like that because I want them to speak up. I want my kids to grow up, like express, be able to communicate. So I was listening to Michelle Obama, said that when she was still in the White House, she had this girl, she would go out and talk to girls and all that. And she was training girls how to come up, look me in the eye and say, hi, my name is Bettina. What's your name? And then how can you not respond to that? If I came and I say, hi, my name is so-and-so. How are you? Would you just look away?
No way.
No way, definitely. And then after that, whatever you want to say, I'm going to give you attention because you can make that bold move and talk to somebody and say hello and introduce yourself. So I feel like, speaking of like young girls, especially in our country, we need to be educated. They need to be educated about like being bold and speaking your mind, I went to visit kids at my school, at my kids' schools 2 weeks ago, and these kids had a project to present. And they couldn't even look me in the eye, not only me, but all the parents.
Oh, dear.
So she had a project. She's like talking about her science project. This is a volcano. This, it does that. I'm like, hello, I can't hear you. They're speaking so soft. And I couldn't hear them. So instead of listening to the science project, what I did was I started training these kids. I said, be bold. Like, there's nothing wrong with what you're saying. You're saying the right thing. You just need a little confidence. Every time you're talking to somebody, look them in the eye and, we think that people are going to judge us. And I also say there's nothing wrong with saying a wrong thing. I'm an adult, I'm going to correct you. I'm not going to laugh at you. But
and
also,
even if you did, I don't feel like if somebody laughs at me, everyone is laughing at me. For that,
speak up and then the world will open up for you, honestly. There was one kid among that group who was like really so confident. And I just begged him to like train others, please,
to pass on what he has to his colleagues as well, so they can probably stand up. And people say when you show up, you had better show up.
You better show
up and let people feel the room. Let your energy be felt in the room that yes, I showed up, and everyone was like, that's my kind of person out there.
Even if people don't like it, even if people don't like that personality, I show up. The world will open its doors. I feel like a person who knows what they want, or if people who speak up their minds, the rest will respect or they will listen. They say so. There's no point in keeping quiet. I don't mean not sharing your dreams, but there's no point in keeping to yourself.
At all. I don't really support that as well.
No, I don't. That's your personality. But like, being bold is different. There are people who are quiet and they don't say anything when the time is not right. But at the right time, when they speak up, it's different. So speak up about whatever it is. Speak up and like be bold, be confident, address your points. And the world will open up.
My pastor's wife has, she's from Texas, and she has said something about, traveling and experiencing other cultures. And how somebody who has not done the work but is your supervisor can make you do the work and then come and brag about the work because you do not know how to speak.
Thank you.
Someone would take credit for your work.
Yeah,
you do the bracelets so well. You do the Ankara design so well. You do the makeup so well. You do the you do the work so well. But you fear. You have this fear in you that I don't want to come out. Let somebody else do the talking for me. People actually come and claim your work because you don't know how to speak up for yourself. It is good for you to wake up in the morning and say, I'm in my beginning stages of makeup classes, but I'm going to a place that is bigger than this. But for now, this is what I have to offer. No matter at what level you're at in life, you still can come up in the morning or in the evening and say, you know what? This is what I've done so far. It might not be as good. Perfect. It's a rough sketch. But it's not going to stay like this. By the time you come back this time next year, this time next week, this time tomorrow, it will be better than this.
I also think that pushes you because, like, let's say you shared your beginning stage of the sketch, and then that challenges you to do better because you feel like you're accountable, maybe to show people how so far you've gone, I also know that there's nothing wrong with sharing your baby steps, I mean, is that sharing your beginning stage. Let's say this is my first podcast ever. Then that will challenge you next year.